Hi everybody, it's me, Gregory Manarino. This is my post-market wrap-up for today, Monday, November 20th, 2017. People, before you even get started, I'm going to ask you for a favor. That is, share this video. Get it out there, because I'm going to cover a few things here that people really just need to understand. Let's just start off with this. The stock market today did finish higher. Nothing dramatic whatsoever, although it is being overplayed by the mainstream financial channels. Let me put a perspective on this. The Dow Jones Industrial Average put on a gain today of 0.33%. The S&P 500 about 0.12%. And the NASDAQ about 0.1%. The real action today with regard to stock market indices, this should be of no surprise to you, because they talk about it all the time if you follow this blog. The small caps did finish up 0.75%. This is what they always do to prop this whole thing up. The bond market today, credit-worthy debt, you know how much I hate saying that, did sell off pretty much throughout the entire day. Junk bonds did gain a fraction. Okay. Today, you and I, especially if you were watching this on my website, traderschoice.net, got to witness a crime in real time, or very close to real time. What am I talking about? Okay. Today, gold paper, the paper derivatives of gold and silver, got hammered. Silver down over 2%, gold I think about 1.5%, maybe a little more than that. Now, here's the crime that is I'm referring to the mainstream financial channels are trying to cover up here. Some entity out here today, I want you to pay attention to this, within a few second time span, dumped thousands of contracts of paper gold and silver onto the market at the same time. Now, I wrote an article today earlier on Steemit where I happened to catch this again. I got a snapshot of this the moment it happened, and I want you to have a look at it. You're going to see, again, there's a link in the description of this video, a link to a chart. Please take a moment to look at this. You're going to see a big gap down. In other words, let's put a perspective on this. Over the past several trading days, gold and silver have been going up very, very nicely. Then all of a sudden, for some reason, some entity out here that's got a huge, and I mean huge, amount of paper, gold and silver, we know who this is, decided to dump it all at the same time onto the market, forcing this gap down. And I want you to have a look at it. This gap down with regard to paper gold and paper silver led off to a follow-through sell-off throughout the day. Now, Market Watch, just as an example of what they're trying to do and how they're trying to cover this up, Market Watch had an article out. You can probably find it if you're watching this today. Go to marketwatch.com. There's an article where the author wants you to believe that the sell-off today with regard to paper gold and silver was because of uncertainty with regard to the political arena. Now, generally, I want you to think about that. When there's uncertainty out there, you get a safety play. That is cash moving into bonds, cash moving into the safety of gold and silver. But the mainstream is trying to convince you that some entity out here, again, within a matter of seconds, dumped thousands of contracts onto the market, again, using a market order. This is not a limit order. You know what that is if you follow this blog. They want you to believe that that occurred at that exact moment because of, political uncertainty. This is the lies that are being force-fed to you by the mainstream, and it's utterly sickening to me. Sickening. It's the truth, and it will not stop. no matter what we try to do. Again, what I've done, you know, I have so far written to the SEC. I did follow that up, believe it or not, with the CFTC. I wrote about this whole rigging of gold and silver. Although the CFTC knows already, I've written to major news outlets. Nobody's written back to me yet, and they're not going to. This is a deliberate act that is being done to harm people like you and people like me, and it is so blatant. It is so in our faces. It is frankly mystifying. Really, to see this, and I mean actually see it. Again, link in the description of this video. Click on it. Have a look at this. 2 charts I put up there where you will see the action that I have just went over in this video. Moreover, okay, on my website, tradersjoyce.net, on the left side of the page now, I changed those 2 charts with regard to the paper derivatives of silver and gold. They are now in 15-minute intervals, so you can catch stuff like what happened today right before your eyes. You'll be able to see it. It is frankly incredible. Could you imagine, really, if this would have happened to any, I don't know, Apple, Google, Facebook? It would get attention then, wouldn't it? But not here. Not in this case. And again, these mainstream financial channels and people, authors of articles like on Market Watch, like when they're trying to convince you that, oh, the sell-off today was because of political uncertainty. This is obviously, you know, completely opposite of what really would have happened in a real environment. If there's uncertainty in the market, the first thing that responds positively is gold and silver, along with cash moving into the bond market. So there was nothing here with regard to political uncertainty that was reflected in the markets today. Bond market sold off the entire day, credit worthy. Although junk bonds did get bought up, small caps were bid up all day long to try to push the rest of the stock market up, to push some confidence into the market. It didn't work out too well. Again, we got fractional gains across the board with regard to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. But small caps, ticker IWM, have a look at it, closed up almost 1%, like 0.75%. You're not surprised, are you? I told you this would happen. I've been telling you it happens all the time. And now you yourself are seeing what I'm talking about here. But again, we witnessed a crime today, people. This was a crime. This entity, these banks, whoever they are, dumping all of thousands and thousands of contracts onto the market like this is only done for one reason, and one reason only: to shake people out of here, to get, to create an environment where, oh, no, you shouldn't be holding this stuff. It's incredible what they're doing, people. And then the spinning by the mainstream channels. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Please share this video. If you find the charts interesting, and I want you to look at them, it'll take you a split second in the description of this video. Look at those 2 charts. You can see what I'm talking about. If you find that interesting, I'd love to hear about it. Write a comment here. I promise to read them as well. And again, if you are interested in watching this along with the bond market in near real time, 15-minute intervals, go to my website, traderschoice.net. On the left side of the page, I set up the paper derivatives of gold and silver for you. On the right side of the page, the bond market. There's also Bitcoin there and a whole bunch of other things. I'm trying very hard to make this as easy for you as possible so you can follow this, you can make sense of it, and I don't know what to say anymore, people. This is beyond anything that I could have ever imagined, ever, in all the years that I've been out here talking about gold and silver. They will not stop this. No matter who we write to, no matter who we complain to, they're all going to continue to turn a blind eye. I have no more words for this anymore. It's just, frankly, it's a crime. It's a literal crime, and we saw it happen today. All right, with that said, I'll see you in the morning. I'm more than certain we're going to have a lot to talk about. See you then.